Hey guys, welcome to Buyback United. Welcome to another video, and today is time to discuss, as you guys are gonna see in the thumbnail and the title of this video, Jean-Clair Todibo is now a Schalke 04 player, and what can I say? I am very disappointed and very annoyed by what the board and the club has just done. And I know that he's just got out on loan for 1.5 million loan fee, but the thing that really kicks me in the butt is that Schalke at the end of the season have the option to make this deal permanent for just 25 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons. They can make Todibo permanent for 30 million euros. And on paper, you might say, okay, that is not too bad. We pay 1.5 million, they're paying 1.5 million for the loan fee. We're basically earning 30 million for the sale. All right, that seems that is what's gonna happen, right? You see, okay, profiting 30 million on a player, that's pretty good. And yes, it is. But what does it mean if Schalke execute the option to buy? That probably Todibo would have been shining in the Bundesliga. He'll probably be very good, as I expect him to be. And Barcelona inserted a buyback clause because Todibo wanted the option to return to Barcelona. But I don't know what the board was smoking right now when they did this deal, because instead of doing something like 35 million, 40 million in total for the buyback clause, no. The board didn't go ahead and do something smart like that. No. They went ahead and did a buyback clause of 50 million euros plus 10 million in variables, meaning that we're gonna have to pay 60 million euros for Todibo if he does well. And the thing is that we need a player like Todibo. Why? Because we have Piqué, who's 32. We have Longlet, who is good for the time being, and we have Mtiti, who I still don't know if he has recovered well from that injury or if he's going to return back to his best. So in terms of center backs, we don't have a plethora of them to choose from, and you went ahead and decided to get rid of the most promising center back that we have at the club. You can see why I'm very annoyed, why I'm very frustrated, and yes, I know that there was nothing that Quique Setién could have done, and I know that this wasn't an Ernesto Valverde thing. I don't want anyone blaming Ernesto Valverde for this, because clearly is the board that acted on this, because how coincidentally that if this was a decision from Valverde, Quique Setién would have a chance to take a decision on Todibo. That clearly wasn't the case. Clearly, there was no negotiation, there was no Quique Setién involved in the signing of Mateus Fernandes, who I'll be talking about it tomorrow. And I think that he's a fine player. I think that he is a good talent and great. For 11 million euros, not a problem. But the thing is that the coach is not taking the decisions, meaning that the board is still doing whatever the hell they want. Meaning that you can have Quique Setién, but I don't trust that the board is going to allow Setién to do whatever he needs to do to make this team better. Because they're not going to allow Setién to sign the players. They're not going to allow Setién to decide on what players he wants to keep or he wants to sell. So that means that in the future, if they want to get rid of Riqui Puig because they get an offer for Riqui Puig to sign another Brazilian, they will go ahead and do so. And this is what annoys me very much. That the board are still making the decisions that they do not have to make. They need to leave the sporting directors. That means that they need to leave the decisions to Setién, Avidal, and Ramon Planes. Bartomeu, whoever is in the board, does not take any decisions in the sporting sense at all. And this is a problem because you know what? We could have signed De Ligt, and instead of that, now to get him out of Juventus, you probably have to pay 150 million euros of his release clause. And to get Todibo now, you have to pay about 50 to 60 million euros to get him out of Schalke. Meaning that you would have had to pay 200 million euros for players that you could, one of them could perfectly fine be here, and the other one you could have signed instead, but instead you opted to go with, I don't know, weird signings. Like, I just do not understand this. I don't know why they've decided to do what they're doing. It's very annoying. Like, why? Like, we are not necessarily, like, if we had a lot of center backs, for example, if we had De Ligt right now, I would be still annoyed, but I will be okay with keeping that buyback clause, because I know that Todibo, in a team that has PK, De Ligt, Umtiti, and Lenglet, is not going to play very much, and I understand that. But the thing is that we do not have De Ligt. We do not have actually a lot of center backs, and at the time being, actually, both PK and Umtiti have been giving me a lot of doubts in the past month. So, what can I say? We don't have guaranteed center backs at the moment. We don't have a guaranteed partnership for the future. I know that Setien is giving opportunities to Araujo, to Chumi, to this new guy, Xavi Mbabemba, something like that, like this new Dutch center back that's really tall and he looks very promising, but it's not the idea, man. It's not the idea, like, and this is the thing that worries me, because at the end of the season, Ricky Puig is only going to have 1 year left on his contract, and I know that this board is very capable of selling him, of letting him go to another team, and going ahead and, I don't know, sign another Brazilian. There's rumors that we're very interested in signing Jean Couto, another right back from Brazil, and more especially another right back. Why do we need another right back? We already have Semedo, Sergio Roberto, Musa Wage. We have Emerson, who we're probably going to recall in 2021. Like, why are we looking for more right backs? We don't need more right backs. Like, Mateus Fernandez seems like a good player, but we already have Ludovic Reis. We signed him in last summer. There's Jandro Orellana, who's 19 years old and looks very promising from La Masia. Like, what are we doing? What is the plan to do so? If you brought in Setien to just, be the face of the Cruyffism and kind of make everyone excited that we're supposedly going to be playing like we used to play before, then you have to allow him to do things like we used to do, which was Guardiola, the coach, takes the ultimate decisions of what gets done. And that is something that needs to happen, because if we don't do that, there's no way that we can progress going forward. The coach, the board chooses a set of sporting directors. They trust in Avidal, meaning that Avidal decides who the coach is. And in terms of that, the coach decides who the players are, because you trust in that sporting director, because the sporting director trusts in the coach. If Avidal tells you that he wants to bring in Quique Setien, he gives you a list of names, but he tells you that the best one is Quique Setien, there's no debate about it. No Ronald Koeman, no Xavi, no Pochettino, no nothing. You go ahead and try Quique Setien first, not fourth, like you did right now. If the coach tells you that he wants this player, and this player, and he wants to let go of this player, and this player, you try to do that as best as you can, because the coach is the leader of the project. We have to understand that the coach is the leader of the project. And it doesn't matter if then you sack the coach and you bring in another one, because we have a philosophy, we have a way of doing things, meaning that doesn't matter what coach we bring in, if it's a coach that it respects our philosophy, that plays with the philosophy of Barcelona, doesn't matter who it is, because the players that we have are going to work for one coach or going to work for another. They just need to change one or two things for the most part. Maybe the mentality just needs to switch a bit. And that is how you properly build a team, not by signing a million players that might give you profit here or there, because what we've been doing lately, like, we sign players for cheap and we try to sell them on the high. Like, for example, Todibo, you're making 30 million profit basically if you don't decide to buy him back. For Marlon, same thing. Yerry Mina, like Arnaiz, like, there's so many players that we've been doing this with. Probably Wage, probably Emerson. Like, I'm tired of having amazing talents at the club and not being able to use them, because one, we have a core group of players that are playing every single minute that don't allow the progress for these youngster talents, and that the board wants to intervene in every decision that they should not intervene in. I'm very disappointed that this is how it's gone, because, and I honestly hope that the likes of Schalke come back and they have their best player return to best form, meaning that Todibo hopefully doesn't shine too much. But I think that it's a lose-lose situation for Barcelona, because we either have to pay an extra 30 million euros to get Todibo back to the club if we want to, or he returns back to the club, meaning that he probably didn't shine at Schalke, meaning that he is probably going to have less of opportunities at Barcelona. At least that's how it would be with Valverde. Hopefully Todibo doesn't do as well as Schalke. He still has that potential. We should still trust in him, and if Quique Setién is still there, he should still give him a chance and try to convert him into one of the best centre backs in the world, because Todibo has the potential to be one of the centre backs in the world. I'm not saying that he's gonna be the next Van Dijk, the next Varane, the next Piqué. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he's a centre back that's fast, that's good playing out the back, that has a lot of conviction, is good going into duels. Like, he's a really talented player. Give him an opportunity. Trust in him, please. It's not that hard. Just trust in the youngsters that you have. Give them opportunities, and let the board needs to let the coach and the directors of football to do whatever they need to make this team a Champions League winning side. But anyways, leave me your opinions about Todibo. Do you think that we should have kept him, that he should have gone on loan? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Blaugranas.